Hi guys, it's me. So I wanted to give you an update. Well, not an update, what happened today in court. So today in the trial, 7 months. Let's just remember this. This is 7 months after he was indicted. Sean Diddy Combs, the diddler, after he was indicted for racketeering, conspiracy, transportation to engage in prostitution, sex trafficking. And these are claims that the government said spanned over 2 decades. So today, 19 potential jurors were questioned. Now, let me just say the jurors were questioned, okay? So they have 19. Now, at any time, the attorneys can opt to strike a prospective juror. And they don't have to have a if they smiled the wrong way, okay, they can strike the juror. They can strike the juror if they smiled the wrong way, or if they look like they were empathetic towards Sean Diddy Combs, or if they look like they were more empathetic to the victims. So this case hinges on four people, okay? Four victims is what they're saying. Four victims. So uh, each juror today was asked to review a binder with a list of people and places, okay? Some of which could come up during the trial to identify anything that looked familiar to them, okay? So some potential jurors said they recognized some names on the list, like Michael P. Jordan, Kanye West, Mike Myers. These were people names that were on the list. So they recognized some of the names. Another lady was excused today because she said she watched the fall of Diddy. Okay. So there were other names also mentioned today by prospective jurors, which included Kid Cudi, Young Miami, Cassie Ventura. And she is the central witness in this case. Okay? They mentioned the fact that he was seen physically assaulting Ventura in that 2016 surveillance video that was published by CNN. Um, the attorneys really didn't provide any explanation why any person or place was included on that list. They was just putting names there because they could have been at the parties. We saw some of the white party pictures with some of these people that were there. Um, let's see what else. I'm trying to remember. There was a female executive from a major publishing company uh, that mentioned she had reviewed a press release by LB Shore. Okay. There were also allegations um, against Combs today, they said, of some memoirs and stuff that he had put out. There was a man excused from the jury pool because he said his wife, who is a lawyer, harbored negative opinions of Bud Combs after interacting with him during a court case back in the 90s. Okay. His wife said that she found Diddy's behavior disturbing, and in general, she just did not like him. Now, if all these women would have just paid attention to some of this stuff, we would be okay. Um, he did say that his wife's views wouldn't get in the way of his ability to be fair and impartial, but that was a no go. Okay, that was a no go. So again, the prosecutors are alleging that between 2004 and 2024, uh, he created this criminal enterprise using his business empire where he engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson. So they've added the arson there. Okay. Remember, he blew up this house. Well, he had somebody blow it up. Bribery and obstruction of justice. Okay. He's also accused of coercing, three women to engage in sex acts with him, and at times with male prostitutes. And during these occasions, they were, we all know they were called the freak offs. Now, he's facing 5 counts in total, with charges related to 4 victims, including 1 count of racketeering conspiracy as it pertains to victim 1. They're not telling. Victim 2 and victim 3. 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion as it pertains to victim 1, victim 2, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution as it pertains to victim 1 and victim 2. Okay? They also said that victim 4, who is a former employee of Combs, they said that they allege he obtained forced labor from, meaning they worked, he didn't pay them. Okay. So the 4 victims that the government identified in the court filings, they're expected to testify at trial. But they're having a problem getting in contact with the lawyer for victim number 3. Now, I remember telling you guys that Cassie was trying to get out of her subpoena, but it's not Cassie, because Cassie is identified as victim number 1. So it's not Cassie. Now, you remember Cassie filed that lawsuit in 2023 because she alleged he had arred her in 2018. He had subjected her to years of repeated physical and other abuse over the course of their relationship. Okay? Now remember, Combs, Diddy, the diddler, denied he did any of this. He denied it, but less than 24 hours after she filed, he settled that lawsuit. After that settlement, in May, the video came out with him. Well, they settled in September. What was it? September, October, somewhere around that way. Well, the video comes out of him dragging her in a hotel room, kicking, beating her. And guess what? When they went to court in April, it was ruled that that footage of that incident could be shown at his trial. But remember, he's also facing, 67 lawsuits. So let's just see what the jury had to say today. And not the jury, let's just take a look at what was being said today with some of these news reporters that were there. Let's just take a look at this. Let's see what was said.
One of his federal sex trafficking trial in Manhattan. We're only on day 1 of what's expected to be a long trial, and around 90 minutes in to the jury selection process, Diddy asked for a bathroom break. The judge said, "Are you sure you need one?" And Diddy raised up his hand a little bit and said, "Your Honor, I'm feeling a little bit nervous right now." So that's a
I would be nervous too, Diddy. I would be very, very fucking nervous. You know what's coming. Okay, let's remember the plea deal. He turned down a plea deal. So now we're going to go with, Your Honor, I'm sorry, but
glimpse into the mindset of
my client wasn't in his right mind due to all the drug usage. Okay, this is basically what his damn defense team is saying. But remember, his lead attorney months back said that was in no way could he, under any circumstances, could he represent Sean Diddy Combs. Now, this was after they were starting to receive the evidence. They were going through reviewing this evidence, and all of a sudden, this attorney could no longer represent him under any circumstances. So let's listen.
someone who's on trial for federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges that could send him to prison for life. Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Michael B. Jordan. Those names were on a list of possible people whose names might come up at some point during what's expected to be an action-packed 2-month trial. At the beginning of a
So
trial,
they're thinking it's going to be 2 months. They're thinking the trial is going to run 2 months. Let's see. YSL trial, that RICO trial went on for what, 9, 10 months? And shit, nobody went to prison. Everybody was getting off with the slap on the wrist because Woody didn't say nothing. Woody played with the prosecutor the whole time. Every time he was he was put on the stand. Woody act like he didn't understand nothing they were saying. He told them to talk to him. He said he only had a sixth grade education. You got to talk down to him. I was cracking up, but let's get back to this.
trial like this, the jurors are given a chance to say if they have any sort of association or any sort of feeling about any of those people that would make them an impartial person or would make it so they couldn't judge fairly the case. The lengthy jury selection process has begun. It started with a panel of 50 jurors this morning. Diddy also got his first look at some possible jurors that may decide his fate, and he was able to trade out his jail outfit of a tan drab clothing for his own clothes. He picked a dark blue sweater over a crisp white button down. His hair, though.
Oh, he got to pick his own clothes, but as you see from this artist drawing, that his hair is now gray. He's got gray in his little what do you call it? His little goatee, and look at him. I feel so sorry.
Has been increasingly getting more gray in the 7 months that he's been locked up because hair dye is not allowed at the Brooklyn jail where he's staying. As a reminder, Diddy is charged with very serious stuff, including coercing women into what he called freak-offs. Prosecutors have called them days-long coerced sexual performances. His ex, Cassie Ventura, is expected to testify. But look, we're just at day one of what's expected to be a long, 10-week long, possibly, trial that could decide whether a man who was on top of the world just a couple of years ago will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Now, do we really care if he spends the rest of his life in prison? Do we really care if he spends the rest of his life in prison? Um, I really, I really don't care. I don't care if he spends, um, just don't care. What he's done to these women is disgusting. So he's a little nervous. He should be. You really should be. Your day of reckoning is here. So they're looking at trying to do opening statements by May 8th, May 9th. But let's just see how this goes. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Nothing too drastic went on there. But I'm trying to figure out who victim number 3 is. Cassie was the one that was trying to get out the subpoena, but Cassie is testifying in under her own name, and she is victim number 1. Let's remember, Cassie is also pregnant. She and her husband are expecting their third child. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to try to do these little updates in the evenings. But you guys have a great day. Well, you have a great evening. And I will see you guys. I don't know. The the time difference here is just I need to get with Debbie to see if we're going live tomorrow night so we can discuss Sister Wives and 90 Day Fiance. And I need to get with Lexi as well. But I will keep you updated if anything is going on. Tomorrow, again, they're going to bring in 50 more potential jurors. They're going to issue them the same binder, the same set of questions, and we'll see what happens then. All right, guys, you have a great evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't